hi everybody. So this is a very important word that I need you to remember because we will discuss about this later on in the presentation. So hi is a very important word. So before I start my presentation, I'm going to tell you 3 very quick stories of myself. I was born into a Christian family with a loving father and mother. My dad works for the government, and my mom stopped working when I was born to care for me and my siblings and I. So I'm the eldest of the 3 children. I have a younger brother and the youngest sister. So growing up, we didn't travel much, and we visited very few places based on the photographs that were at home and based on my memories. The only places we visited were probably Malaysia, Indonesia, and there was once where the whole family went to Gold Coast. So that was about all the traveling we did when I grew up for 21 years. And that could possibly be the reason why I developed the wanderlust to go and see the world, or that could also be a first world problem we all suffer in Singapore. So as I was growing up, I spoke to my grandma and I asked her, oh, so do you travel? And my grandma recently passed away last year, and she spoke Cantonese when I was growing up. So I remember one of the conversations I had with her when I was younger on whether she traveled out of Singapore much, and she said that, oh, that was one of the things she regretted not doing because she had to take care of her 11 children, and she had a convenience store to run. So she had to provide food for the family, and she had to take care of the family, and she said that because of that, she couldn't get to travel, and that was something that she regretted. And when she was finally free of these duties, she was too old and she was sick in her final years, so she wasn't able to travel. So because of that, I made a personal decision to invest in myself when I started working. So today I'm going to tell you about how you can invest in yourself. So investing in yourself, and as you can guess it, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is travel. Because traveling opens your world up to so many new things. Travel connects yourself to nature. And one of the things I love when I go traveling, although I mentioned I didn't like hiking the other time, one of the things I loved when I went to Austria was to actually scale the snow-capped mountains. So yes, the first thing I tell you. So on the one hand, you can see the snow-capped mountains, and on the other side, you can see the lakes that run from Austria all the way to Germany. And this is a sight that helped me as I started a 3-hour hike up to the top, and I was almost dead. And yeah, this was me overlooking nature, and it astounded me and it reminded me what a small piece I am in this whole world. And we can be the CEOs of whichever companies, but when you look down and you look at the scale of things, you're actually nothing. So traveling not only connects you to nature, one thing I love about travels is that travels brings you a piece of culture from another country that you never had. I never knew that people could be so evangelical about their culture. So one of the places I went to was Italy, and they were so obsessed with this sacred piece of food, pasta. And I was told, and one of the things I love traveling is being a country bumpkin, and I get to absorb all this new knowledge when I travel. So the only knowledge about pasta I had when I visited Italy was spaghetti and linguine, and this was shaped by my knowledge from Pasta Mania. So other than that, I didn't know that there was other stuff. But when I went to Italy, I was literally blown away. I was told that you can eat a different pasta every single day for 1 entire year. So at first I was like, hey, this sounds a bit skeptical, but I'm like, okay. But when I went back to my Airbnb to Google, like, there's actually 350 different kinds of pasta in the world, but there are 4 times as many names. So I was curious, oh, why are there 4 times as many names as 4 times more? And I found out that because in different parts of Italy where they create the pasta, they are speaking in different dialects and different languages, so the name of the pasta could differ from place to place, but it could actually be the same thing. So that's the reason why there are 4 times as many names as pasta in Italy. And when I was in Italy, I left with this newfound respect for pasta, because when you walk into a shop and you order pasta, it's not the frozen stuff that the chef takes. He literally makes the pasta. He's actually making pasta fresh from just flour and eggs. And I was like, wow, you can make something so amazing with just flour and eggs, and with so much respect and so much effort they put into refine their craft. And when I left Italy, pasta is one of my holy grail food items. Like you just don't mess with pasta with me. And I had to eat al dente pasta because I was so spoiled in Italy, and I haven't had pasta in Singapore since. Yeah, and they had just so many different kinds. This was, I think, a ravioli. This was rabbit tagliatelle, and then travel allows you to mix around with younger people. So for me, I personally like to travel alone. So when I was in Munich, so this was taken in Munich, I was visiting some friends there, and they introduced me to this thing called beer soup. Didn't know what beer soup was, but I tried it, and I was almost knocked out because it was really good and it was really potent. So as I was introduced to beer soup, so my friend actually and their classmates because they were doing exchange program in Munich, invited me for the Oktoberfest party. So I gladly obliged and I went along for the Oktoberfest party with my friends at night. So we were playing this version of Truth and Dare, and we were trying to see who could be the last drinker or the last drinker standing or sitting. All you need to know about the story is German girls can drink very well, and the beer in Germany is really good. How do I know that? It's because the next day, I woke up in my Airbnb, but I had no idea how I ended up there, up to today. Nobody knew when I left the party, nobody knew how I made my way home. I couldn't remember a single thing, but I woke up in my Airbnb the next day. So that was this is the part of memory that eludes me. But it's happy memories. Like, it makes me, when I think back on this memory, I'm like, oh, this was such a great trip. Because it was the people and the experience that makes it such a great trip. And I also learned from my friend who loves to travel, and he's been to Iran, Afghanistan, even North Korea. And he tells me that when he was in Iran, he was at this restaurant eating. And then suddenly, this guy joined him. And he just sat down in front of my friend and said, can I join you? So my friend was a bit cheeky and he said, you already did. so the guy was like, oh, so where are you from? And my friend was like, oh, I'm from Singapore. And the guy was like, oh, I'm a professor here in Iran, and you're from Singapore, right? That's somewhere near China. So my friend was like, no. So he just left the guy to order his food and eat. And when the guy was starting to eat, he started using his hands to eat the food. And my friend was just looking at him, not judging him or anything. My friend was just looking at him, and suddenly he felt judged, and he felt a need to explain to my friend, oh, do you know that a third of the people in the world eat with their hands, a third of the people in the world eat with chopsticks, and a third of the people eat with forks and spoon, and we are all equal. And my friend was like, oh, okay, so because he didn't know how to respond, right? So he was like, okay. So when he was recounting to me, he was like, it's so easy to give people this misconception because they feel judged and they had this chip. He said that he felt that this guy had this chip on his shoulder that my friend thought less of him because he was eating with his hands. So I bore this in mind when I actually went to India just this year, when I went to India, and I was mindful of my gaze, mindful of my body language when I was in the restaurants, and when people were eating with their hands in India, I also ate with my hands because I didn't want to look like, oh, I need a pair of utensils. So I ate, and my 2 weeks in India, I spent most of the time, 90% of the time eating with my hands. Then when I came back to Singapore, I had to actually be retrained on how to use the cutlery in Singapore because I kind of forgot. Because eating with your hands is it just brings you this new dimension with food. You experience the food so much better. And I can't explain it. You need to try it, really. You need to try it. You need to go to India and try it for yourself. So, that's the first thing. You need to travel to invest in yourself. But the next thing I ask people is you need to visit unique places. And when I talk about unique places, the first thing that comes to people's minds are, wow, it's very expensive to travel, you know. But these are the same people I see who are so willing to fork out $2,000 for the new iPhone, a few $100 for the next Apple Watch, and a few $100 for the next iPad, which is not dissimilar to previous launches, just that the price tag has increased. But they're so happy to pay for all these devices, but when I say travel, they say, oh, it's so expensive, it's so that. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Apple fanboy. I use all things Apple. But my point here is you need to sort your priorities out. So I have to explain to these people that unique places don't really have to be unique. We live in a world we are so ingrained for living for the gram. Our travel doesn't have to be that perfect picture of the Eiffel Tower that has passed through many layers of filter to present its natural beauty. And it doesn't have to be you pretentiously in London sipping that cup of English tea, or it doesn't have to be you in France, taking a bite of that magical macaroon. It can be as simple as you visiting KL, Kuala Lumpur. And this is the next story I want to share with you about my experience in Kuala Lumpur. And it may sound like a very simple place, but it's you who made the experience. So I have a prop here, this golden confetti thing. So to many people, this is just a normal piece of confetti. I actually wanted to use this for when you bring your own item, but I decided to use it for the story because it has such an enriching story that I want to share with all of you. So where did I get this piece of confetti from? I got this from a Bruno Mars concert. So when Bruno Mars announced his Asia tour, he announced the KL concert first, but he didn't announce the Singapore concert, the Singapore leg. So because I'm a kiasu Singaporean, and I really wanted to see Bruno Mars, I went to book a ticket to see Bruno Mars. So I got a ticket for his concert. But just prior to me flying off to the Bruno Mars concert, I actually injured my knee ligaments, and I was walking with a crutch, even on the day of the Bruno Mars concert. And I was debating with myself, should I go? I rebooked the flight, I rebooked the accommodation, should I go? And what made the decision even more tough was that these tickets are 6 rows in front of Bruno Mars. So I was debating with myself, oh no, should I go? But I'm in crutches. My dad was like, you don't be a burden. So I have all this negativity that I didn't need in my life from my parents. So I thought about it, and the last time I rejected going to a concert, I had to wait 8 years for the band to come back to Singapore, and that was Coldplay. So I told myself, no, this is 6 seats in front of Bruno Mars. I must be there. So with crutches, my friend happily sent me to the airport, and then I went over to KL and I attended the concert. But what's so special about this Bruno Mars concert? On the night of the Bruno Mars concert was also the night Najib lost his power. I remember very vividly after coming out of the Bukit Jalil Stadium, everyone was saying, oh, Najib, then everyone was pointing at their phones and saying, all very happily saying, oh, Najib, Najib. So I thought Najib won the elections. So when I whipped out my phone and I loaded Channel News Asia, it says that projected Najib to lose. Then I was like, what? Why are people so happy? So this resulted in some problems for me. So I was at the Bukit Jalil Stadium and I was trying to book a Grab ride back. So I tried the normal Grab, 12 ringgit ride, couldn't get. So I tried the more expensive Grab, couldn't get. So I was booking a Grab ride for half an hour, I couldn't get. So I went to the drink seller and I asked the drink seller, why is this the case? So they were telling me, oh, because Najib is no longer in power, a lot of the Malay cab drivers, they are not happy with the results, so they're going to strike soon. So a lot of the Chinese taxi drivers are very scared because they didn't want to be out in the roads and caught in the middle of this strike, and then they will be, because the Malays in Malaysia thought that it was the Chinese people's fault that Najib lost the power. So he was attacked, and so what I very shamefully did was I went to the road, I randomly flagged normal rides, and this guy came and said, oh, are you my ride? I said, no, I'm not, but I've been here for an hour. Then I said, how about this, I'll pay you 50 ringgit to send me back to my hotel. So the guy accepted, and I found safe passage home. And the moment I stepped out of the taxi, I heard a loud bang behind me. I swear till today it's a gunshot. I heard bang, and then I straight away, I went down, I was so scared. So I packed up my stuff and I made arrangement with the guy and said, okay, you send me to the airport, I'll pay you X amount of money. And I made my way back to Singapore safe. So they say life is about moments to take your breath away. So another one was in Italy when I was visiting the Tower of Pizza. And, oh sorry, this is the concert. And I was just exiting from the train station, and suddenly some guy came from the back of me and tapped me on my shoulder. And I turned my head naturally, but I heard my crumpler being open. You can hear the loud sound. So he was talking to me, but I was very puzzled. And then I could feel like some movement on my chestal areas. And then when I turned around, I saw another guy with his hand inside, digging for some stuff. So I grabbed hold of this guy. And then this guy saw me grabbing hold of the guy, he ran away. So I started shouting in Italian, Borsaiolo, which means pickpocket in Italian, useful things to know. So I started creating this commotion. And the guy saw that his friend was being caught, he was charging back at me, but my attention was just holding on to dear life, not allowing this guy to go. And his friend just charged towards me, and I made such a commotion that 2 police officers were coming to my direction. But I didn't see the guy charging towards me, so I was holding with dear life, and he charged into me and I lost balance. I let go of this guy, and the 2 of them ran off. Unfortunately, they didn't get anything, because I kept my wallets and my passports in something that needs to be zipped, so they couldn't get to the stuff that they needed to take. So thankfully, it was safe, but this is an experience that not all moments that take your breath away could be something good. It could be something as bad as this, but when you recall, it's like, wow, this is a story I can tell people. It's such an interesting story. So what I want to tell you is, it's only Nick without you. And when you go to unique places, you need to make memories, and that's how you invest in yourself. In between unique places is where memories are formed. And one of my best moments, my best travel so far was visiting Barcelona, visiting my friend there. He was there in Barcelona for 3 weeks, and I flew into Barcelona to meet him, and we attended a football game, a Champions League game between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. It was a Champions League semi-final game. We didn't know the price of the tickets. We were so shocked after coming back. But we came back poorer, but our souls were so much richer. So this was what we experienced. Okay, so this was me and my friend at Camp Nou, and this was what we experienced at Barcelona. So we watched Messi. So the guy's Messi. He floored the defender, and then he chipped the best goalkeeper of the time to shoot his guys. And we watched this live at the Camp Nou. And so the moment it happened, we watched this live in front of us. This was the scene that erupted. We were so close to Messi. That was how close I was to him. And of course I didn't get the part where the people were so happy on top, they were throwing their beer, so it was actually raining beer. Because from the people on level 2 and level 3, they were so happy, everyone was chanting Messi's name, and the beer was just raining, and it was like, wow, this is like a page out of a fairy tale. So it was one of the most magical moments. After the match, we couldn't even leave the stadium because all the cars were just clogging the streets and honking, and everyone was just singing football songs, and it was such an amazing experience that I could never imagine I would have missed it if I actually thought, oh, what if I had to pay so much for the tickets? But thankfully I didn't. And it was one. And so this is a quote. So this is a quote from Prophet Muhammad. Don't tell me how educated you are. Tell me how much you have traveled. And another quote by Thomas Jefferson. Travel makes a person wiser, if less happy. And travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Through my travels, I believe I've become a better citizen of the planet. And I believe this is what thoughtful travel can do for you too. So right now, we've talked about travel, unique places, and in between the unique places you have memories. So what does this give you? Actually, this just gives you trauma. But that's not what I want to tell you about. Remember the first word I said that was most important? Hi. Today, I want you to say hi to your hopes and your inspiration. So I would invite all of you to join me, to close your eyes, and imagine this place that you've always wanted to visit. Imagine you standing there with whoever you need to imagine yourself with. Picture what you're wearing. Picture the breeze hitting your neck. Picture yourself in that moment. And I want you now, in this present moment, to make a promise to yourself in the next year, or in 2 years, or in 3 years, you're going to make this vision happen. Because when you start saying hi to your hopes and inspirations, and you apply the 3 things that I tell you to invest in yourself, it will result in triumph. Thank you very much. That's all I have to share with you.